Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Heather Anderson and I'm a Senior Lecturer with the School of Humanities, Languages and Social Sciences. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience undertaking the Griffith University Curriculum Design for Learning program in 2020 and what I learned especially about assessment, design and implementation. So I chose to participate in this year's CDL program for a couple of key reasons. Firstly, I've been working as a lecturer for over 6 years in a continuing capacity and as a sessional before that, but 2020 saw me teaching at Griffith University for the first time since 2012. Secondly, I strongly believe that there's always room to develop our capacity as educators. And as I'm given more responsibility to develop curriculum and to design new courses, I think that it's important for me to reflect on what I know and what I need to know to become a better teacher. I think one of the most beneficial parts of the course for me was in the first module, where we reflected on the Griffith Learning and Teaching Capabilities Framework and ranked how confident or capable we felt in applying those capabilities, as well as how important or relevant each capability was in relation to our own teaching context. From this activity, it became clear to me that I didn't feel as confident when designing assessment for learning, especially planning for diagnostic and formative assessment aimed to assist students monitoring their progress. Another aspect of the Curriculum Design for Learning program that I really appreciated was that it gives you the opportunity to focus in detail on a course that you're actually designing. All of the CDL assessment, if you choose to take that path to pursue a HEA Fellowship, all of that assessment involves reflecting on your own practice and producing resources that you can use in your actual teaching. So in my case, I focused on a course that I was currently teaching, which needed significant revision: digital audio media production, formerly known as radio journalism. There are, however, a number of assessment items, a considerable number of assessment items in the course that I've redesigned, but the first two are purposely low stake. So these are designed to support and stimulate learning. They're feedback oriented in nature. They aim to scaffold student learning so that as the course progresses and students become more competent, more time can be spent on doing. In this case, that means making radio and making podcasts. And as a result, less time can be spent on directed instruction. From looking at the research, I found that there are quite contradictory findings from studies that investigate students' motivations when engaging in low-stake assessment. Teachers themselves play a really powerful role in addressing disengagement, and the characteristics of teachers' interactions and relationships with learners can make a substantial difference to the kind of learning environments that they create. So this is an area of my teaching practice that I've identified as being part of the CDL program that I'd like to further develop. The last area of the CDL program that I'd like to highlight is the peer evaluation component. As part of the program's assessment, I had to share my course design with a peer registered with the program. This peer review was absolutely invaluable. My reviewer pointed out that the bulk of feedback in my course design was one-directional, external, teacher-based feedback, and she suggested I consider building in opportunities for students to engage in self-reflective practices and to provide and receive peer and group feedback on their work. Studies of peer assessment have found students felt it was helpful in making them think and learn and to be more critical, but also time-consuming and challenging. So I need to keep that in mind. Peer assessment could be done either formatively during tutorial activities or as an added summative component to some of the existing assessment items. But given the relatively high number of assessment items already included in the course, it might be more realistic to include peer evaluation as a formative in-class activity. So I hope that this video has given you a little food for thought in terms of your own practice when it comes to designing assessment. If you haven't already, participating in the Curriculum Design for Learning program is an excellent opportunity to reflect on your own strengths and weaknesses in teaching and to also dedicate some time to your own professional development.